Underwater is one of those movies that is devilishly simple and really kind of gets under your skin. It is a part horror, part action movie. And what I like most about it, and this happens very rarely with certain movies, is they don't give you any preamble. They throw you straight into the movie and you'll discover the characters and the backstory throughout the movie. But you know what, when it's these type of movies, just throw me in to the start. We discover Nora at the start. She's brushing her teeth. There's some things creaking about in this underwater drilling platform where they are. It's a large expanse. So you get the idea that it is, when all of a sudden she starts to hear a drip of water. And then the thing starts to cave in, and from that moment on we are on a survival course as she and whatever survivors she picks up along the way are just trying to cope with this situation and get the hell out of it. And it is wonderfully paced. It feels very much not as good as, but like Alien, in the fact that we have these cramped conditions that they're in. They have these nooks and crannies. It's a workmanlike environment. It's not clean and sterile. It has this group of ragtag people with some great character actors. When Vincent Cassel popped up in this, I could almost just cheer because I love that guy. And we have them all put in a situation where there's been a drilling event. Something has happened. It's been a backlog. Something's exploded and took down part of their drilling platform, and they're going to have to get from point A to point B where they can get escape pods and get to the surface safely. Simple enough. You know, it's a time thing. They've only got a certain amount of time from get to A to B, and that puts enough strain and pressure on the situation. You throw in the fact that there is something being unleashed from this recent drilling that they've done that is possibly going to hunt them down and tear them apart. Just adds more and more to it, and you get the bleakness and darkness of being underwater, along with the idea that there is something out there, something floating about ready just to take them away, because they have to walk on the waterbed from certain parts, from points A to point B, trying to get to point C, where things can get to them. Things do get to them, and it becomes a kind of, I want to say typical, but it's not typical because it's a little bit above that. Kind of typical people being picked off one by one, but it's in a novel style. It's kind of shocking who gets it. You're not expecting certain people to die or as quickly as they do, but you get the idea of Nora, played by Kristen Stewart, who is a character with a history that kind of has tarnished her. She's happy being down here, being away from everywhere else, being away from her problems, and when this happens, she just put into a fight or flight scenario, and she is highly capable under these kind of stresses. Like I said, you get some great character actors as well. You get TJ Miller, who, although does deliver some typical laugh out loud lines that he does, it's not over in your face. It feels like a stress coping mechanism that he's almost delivering this just to alleviate himself from the situation that they are in. Vincent Cassel, like I said, is in this movie, and he is, as always, wonderful. He plays the captain and adds a certain type of gravitas and power to the movie. I've always had an affinity for that actor. You also get John Gallagher Jr. as well, who I've seen in a few movies recently that I think he's really good, and it just builds up this really good cast, gives them all slight personalities, so you know who's who you think is going to survive, who you hope is going to survive. Adds in a really nice monster with a strange aesthetic. Doesn't show you all the time. Has an almost xenomorph kind of feel about it, and just lets this be a fun survival horror action thriller, whatever you want to throw at it. Underwater was really entertaining. It had me hooked. Now, I was watching this late at night. I had my headphones in, I had the room nice and dark, and I think that was the perfect situation to watch this, because the sound design of the creaking submerged drilling platform kind of played with my senses. It led me hear all these kind of strange noises, and just the constant action and intense situations to put you in, I felt worked extremely well. I think Underwater was great. I think Underwater kind of faded away rather quickly, more than it should have, and it should have had more people sitting up taking notice at it. Doesn't pretend to be high entertainment, it just does what it does very well, and that is, doesn't pretend to be above its stature. It knows what it is, and it does it very well, and in that case, it's highly entertaining, and I'm going to recommend this one. If you've seen Underwater, let me know in the comment box below, and I will see you next time on Man v Film.